Hello. That came out really weird. Hello. I was gonna say, how the hell is everybody this fine evening? I think I've got my computer issues fixed because the camera connected straight away. I better not jinx it. Camera connected straight away. The autofocus is working. So everything is good. Everything is good. Good evening. And we need 27 subscribers to hit 20,000, which is batshit crazy. So if you've got any Blood Angels friends that don't know about the channel, let them know. 27 subscribers. Good to see you guys. Let me think about a paintbrush for tonight. What the hell am I painting? This is the lone operative with the combi weapon, and this is a jump captain, correct? Let's start with the lone operative. What's he needing done? A lot. We could do some lead belcher for sure. The gold on his face needs touched up. Some of the whatever it's called, the leather needs a second coat. That little knife needs a second coat. Alright, there's lots to do in this guy. Let me start with some, I think, lead belcher. And then maybe... So I'm actually going to start with gold and then lead belcher. Let me think about brushes for a second. I think I'm going to use... I think this one's actually kind of knackered. So let's put that aside because it's knackered. Maybe this one and this one maybe? Good evening, Mike. Hello, nice to see you. Hello, Ryan. Good evening. Michael's in the house. A grain of truth. Izzy, what's happening? Stuart, nice to see you. Kyle, welcome. Drizzle. Rituals of maintenance successful. Yeah, the rituals of me getting really frustrated and shouting at the computer a lot, I guess, were successful. Alright, so some lead belcher, some gold. I think I'm going to dry brush that Tyrannid stuff, so maybe I should do that sooner rather than later. What was that? I think that was flesh, and maybe we'll put some purple over it. So maybe like Nagaroth Knight. Probably gonna need some Dawnstone as well. Right, it gives us some paints to get going with. Hello, Alex. My buddy and I have an open debate on whether John is the truest Scotsman of Warhammer. Do you know what? I have never actually gone to a Warhammer tournament wearing a kilt. I feel like that might be a step too far. Maybe one day. You ever seen anyone at a Warhammer tournament dressed in a kilt? Is that a thing? Do it. Kilts are pretty warm, Mike. You'd be surprised at how warm they are. They're like really thick wool. So, as always, I have a tactics video coming out on Friday. And then once we get more people in tonight's stream, once we get up to like 50, maybe even 60 people, I've been getting on and I've been making the raffle for, I've got 9 raffle prizes apparently for 20,000 subscribers. So I'm keen to show you guys the raffle. My plan was to drop the video as soon as I hit 20,000, but I don't know if the video is going to be ready. It took me a long time of last night to get the raffle set up. So the raffle is ready to go, but I need to make a video now about the raffle. It won't take too long to make the video, but like it might come out slightly after we hit 20. I don't know. Every time I get close to big milestones on YouTube, the number of subscribers seems to either slows down or it speeds up. I don't really understand why, but that's what happens. So I'm 27 away. and it'll either go really fast or it'll either go really slow. With or without underwear. Kilts are warm with or without underwear, Mike. They're really thick. They're really thick wool. I mean, they're like made 100 years ago or longer. When in Scotland, like Scotland is a cold country, so if you're gonna wear a skirt as a man, because essentially that's what a kilt is, right? If you're going to wear a skirt, it's going to need to be pretty thick and pretty warm. So it doesn't really matter if you wear underwear or not. You will be warm whether or not you're wearing underwear. But then here's the thing, if you're not wearing underwear, it's pretty itchy down there. So it's your choice, I guess. Want me to lob a prize of 1 times infantry-sized commissions? It's tricky, Mike, right? Because we're going to send it anywhere in the world, potentially. I mean, I'm kind of all set for this one, but if you want to do that for the next one, you'd be more than welcome to. But yeah, I mean, the tricky thing would be like getting the model and then sending it worldwide, and like, you know, essentially you got to pay for that yourself, I guess, is the way that I'm going to see what this raffle end up costing me, because this one's got a lot of prizes. It's kind of grown some arms and legs, so we got 9 prizes. I took my jump chaplain to my local game store and dropped him, putting him away. Popped the wing back and almost broke the crosies. It's funny that, right? Like, I always find that, like, in my general day-to-day living, I very rarely drop stuff, but the second I have like those tiny little expensive hobby models I've spent all that time and effort on, then I always drop them. Such a nightmare. So obviously there's no live game tonight. Usually we go live on a Wednesday night. Sometimes I like to paint, and because I didn't get to paint on Saturday night because my computer was really annoying me, basically, I thought I would just chill tonight and do some painting. My wife started a new job this week as well, so it's, you know, I didn't know how things were going to go, so I'm in the house in case anything, I don't know, in case my wife needs me or anything like that, I don't know. But yeah, so my wife started a new job, so congrats to her. So we're moving back into the realms of a 2-income family, so that is brilliant. Good news for us. Very happy about that. You were supposed to play Tau tonight. I did see your new logo. Mike, are you happy with it? Alex played Angelic Host last night and found it a lot of fun. Do you know what? It's not many people said that they like Angelic Host in that survey I did this week, huh? It was like 1% of people were like, I play Angelic Host. What does my wife do for work? She used to do accountancy. Now she's just doing part-time stuff because the kids still have nursery and stuff. So she could only really do 16 hours a week. So she's just doing like customer support. But she's just happy to be working again. Like, she's had a 5-year career break essentially. So 2 income's been more Warhammer. I won't see any of her income. There's literally no danger for that. Do you know what? She'll buy me a better birthday present or something like that. But yeah, you know, her money is her money, I guess. I'm pretty good in Warhammer though. My backlog is ridiculous. Like, I've bought literally every new Primaris release there is, and I probably only painted like a third or less than half of them. And even the ones that have been painted, like I play my Outriders almost every week. My Outriders are like not finished at all. They're basically just battle ready. I'd like to put like another 20 hours into those 3 Outriders. And then if I do that, then I've got another 3 Outriders to give another 20 hours to as well, so. Hello, Egypt. How are you tonight? It always feels very weird saying hello, Egypt, but that is literally how you spelt your name, so welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. I got my first game against Emperor's Will Children last week. The dudes are super fast. Noise Marines are no joke. Do you know what? I've not played against the new Noise Marines. What did you end up killing them? How did you deal with them? Interested. I actually just booked a GT yesterday evening. So my next GT is the 17th of May. So I've got like about 5 weeks. I'm probably going to play Angelic Inheritors because obviously I played Liberator Assault Group to the last GT. But I feel like I'm going to play Inheritors to this one. Just because I've been practicing Inheritors for a little while now, so whether or not it's the right call, I guess we'll find out. But I'm excited to take Inheritors to a tournament. It's always nice to take something new. I've been, like I said, been playing it for a while. I think it's probably like I see Vindicator tanks and Ballistus Dreadnoughts are still winning tournaments. Like I saw last weekend, there was like a tournament that was won by like a Space Marine player that was running Ballistus Dreadnoughts and Vindicator tanks. So like, how many more weeks or how many more balance status lates before Vindicators and Ballistus Dreadnoughts are not playable? Or like, I guess if people are winning events with them 1 week after, I think the event that I saw was like, I think the guy had, it was either 2 Vindicators and 3 Ballistuses, or it was 3 Ballistuses and 2 Vindicators. But yeah, it shows that even with the points hikes those units got, they are still very, very competitive. Inheritors are bringing down the win rate, are they? Is that because Inheritors is harder to play, do you think? Or do you think that's because people have... Yeah, why do you think Inheritors is bringing down the win rate? I assume just because it's harder to play, right? Hello Alex, good evening. The issue there is if you're talking about winner, the timeout was interesting. Oh, was Adapticon using the old points value? Is that what it was? I must admit, right, like my day job has been super busy this last month. We've had like a new product release, and it just means I've been a bit out of touch with, a bit more out of touch, I suppose, in terms of like following what the 40k meta to a super high level, right? Lag's 47%, Angelic Inheritors is 43%. Oh, I appreciate the clarity on the numbers. I do think Inheritors is harder to play, right? Like the first time I played Inheritors, I think I lost like my first 3 or 4 games. And that was coming from like I had a list that did really, really well at a tournament in Liberator Assault Group, and I felt really, really strongly about the list. But like when I changed the lag, so I had a list that was really strong at a tournament, Liberator Assault Group, but then when I changed to Angelic Inheritors, it definitely felt like the first few games was like super rough. Didn't perform well at all, and maybe it's just like you just got to get used to the nuances between the detachments or something, right? Last Dragon says, finally taking my Angels to 750 point narrative event. Librarius Conclave, overwhelming fire with a turn 1 Alpha Strike, 9 Infernus plus a Librarian coming out of Drop Pod. 96 AP2 damage, 1 Flamers. Well, that is definitely going to be a bit of a quirky idea. We don't see too many Blood Angels players do Librarian Discipline, I'll tell you that for nothing. Or Librarius Discipline, sorry if I'm not saying that right. Will I try the 10 Hellblaster book? I don't really like Hellblasters. I mean, I ran the numbers, I thought they were okay. But like, to me it's quite a big points investment. And in general, I'm not really a Plasma. I guess I'm just not really a fan. Like, in general, I'm not really a fan of Plasmas. I think that would probably be fair to say. Like, anytime I've run Inceptors to tournaments, I've usually ran them as Bolter Inceptors. And maybe it's like, I do think it's a bit of personal preference, and like, or maybe I'm just not good at playing plasma guns. I've tried, every time I try and play plasma guns, they underperform, and then I'm like, why am I even trying this? I just don't know if I like plasma guns, or they just don't gel with me, or maybe it's more like plasma guns don't like me. Maybe I'm the problem. Yeah, I don't know. Lag encourages us to charge ASAP, which is what people who are drawn to Blood Angels want to do. Yeah, Angelic Inheritors is a different sort of style, I guess. I think it's a good sort of style, but I think probably if you just come straight over with that lag mindset, you will lose a few games till you can figure out, you know, like why is this so different, right? And it is different. Lagmeister says I lost a fair few games with Angelic Inheritors too, but I got the hang of it. You can't really rely on melee damage low. Yeah, I think you're right? So I think that's probably why some people like plasmas. So if you're going to play Angelic Inheritors, you need to have a good number of plasmas, you need to have a good number of potential Vindicator tanks or Ballistus Dreadnoughts or I mean, the trick with plasmas is not to roll ones. Well, if you've ever seen any of my streams, McFatson, I'm very good at rolling ones. So, I mean, maybe that's the problem. It's just I'm too good at rolling ones. Like, eat your heart out. Mike, 34 months of membership and dropped a link to the channel on his Facebook page. Thank you so much for that, Mike. Dude, I'm still blown away by the fact that you have like 10,000 followers on Facebook for your painting page. That's you know, that's wicked, dude. Thank you so much for that, Mike, though. I appreciate it. Oh, this paint is weirdly thin. Maybe that's why it needs a second coat. Yeah, I don't like it. It needs to be thicker. What's going on? I need a Vortex Mixer. Hello, Lord Commander Joe. What's happening? Tanner, I'm looking to run 10-man intercessors, a lieutenant and a captain. Why? 10 intercessors. What, for the bolters? I don't think that's exciting enough to spend. What's a captain? 80? Or maybe 80 for captain, I think? And then what, like 65 for lieutenant? Like, we're going to spend 145 points to buff some strength 4 bolters? Like, what's the play, Tanner? Because it's just bolters, man. I mean, in 2nd edition, bolters were good, but in 10th edition, I'd say not so much. Captain gives free sustained, yeah, but it's still strength 4 bolters. I feel like there's better units you can use that sustained strat on. Literally just about any tank. For the points, just take 2 Reapers. Hello Peter, how you doing? Strength 4 bolters with double DACA. Yeah, I mean, I know they get 4 shots per model, but it's just strength 4. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the game where strength 4 just bounces, right? Unless I'm mistaken, there's no way to get like +1 to wound out of that or anything, right? So it's like, a lot of times you'll just be wounding on 5s and 6s into targets, which generally if you're wounding into 5s and 6s on targets, I feel like that's a real feels bad moment in 40k. Blood Angels don't like to be wounding into targets on 5s and 6s. I mean, you'd be better running 10 Stern Guard, honestly. Because if you use Stern Guard, then at least you're probably going to get devastating wounds and you're rerolling all hits and wounds. %87% of my Facebook followers are for India. I was going to say, how the hell did you manage to get all the followers from India? It's spam Facebook, but why does, like, let's say, for argument's sake, for someone like me who's an idiot, if they do create a bot from India that likes pages on Facebook, what's the value in that bot? I don't even understand. Like, what can that bot do that, like, where's the value? I don't understand it. Sternguard get half the shots. Yeah, but they get devastating wounds, man, and they get rerolls to wound. Number of shots isn't everything, I feel like. I don't know. I have like, let me think about this for a minute. I probably have somewhere in the region of like 30 regular intercessors with bolt guns. Fully painted, fully ready to go. I can't remember a time in the last like 5 years I've ever run more than 5 in an army list. Like, generally don't think intercessors are all that good. I don't think strength 4 bolters are all that good. I think a good way to compare it is like look at look at jump intercessors at strength 4. No one really rates them, right? With the +2 attack, or sorry, from the +2 strength from the Blood Angels attachment, so that they're strength 6, lots of people think they're really good. So I think it's just the same, right? You're yes, you have a lot of strength 4 attacks. So does one unit of jump intercessors. But like, nobody thinks jump intercessors are really all that good unless you have like the 2 extra strength from the Sons of Sanguinius detachment, right? I wish heavy bolter devastators were good. Yeah, the best heavy bolters in the Company of Heroes, right? Where you get the sustain 2 damage 3 heavy bolter. That's the one you want. Bolters are better in Firestorm, says McFatson. McFatson, thanks so much for the $2. Oh, we've lost a subscriber since the stream started. Look at that. Someone has decided that they're peacing out and leaving. That's what I was saying, is YouTube's funny. Every time I get close to a big milestone, the subscriber number actually goes backwards. So, maybe it's Tanner, maybe he's like, F you, bolters and intercessors are good, and I don't care about your opinion. So he just unsubscribed right on the spot. Was it you, Tanner? I wouldn't be mad if it was. I'm sorry, dude. I find it hard to get excited about bolters. I don't think they're that competitive. I wouldn't pay a lot of points to run them, honestly. I think you're making the game harder for yourself. I care about the opinion, but I'm still running them. Yeah, do you know what? You should do what you think is best, man. I'm just some random dude on the internet. What do I know? I wish you all the luck in the world when you fire those bolters. I just won't be running. 5 intercessors are usable? Yeah, maybe 5 are usable, but like 10 with a captain and a lieutenant attached, that seems like overkill for me. I feel like I just flat out wouldn't do it. That's all. We're allowed to have different opinions. McFatson, thanks so much for the $2. I will give you a little love heart for this. You are always super chatting the channel, dude. I really appreciate it, McFatson. Thank you. I love when I criticize something, and then someone's always in the chat. Usually it's someone that's like, you know, it's usually someone that I know. In this case, it's Ryan. Ryan's like, just roll 6s. It's that easy. Just roll 6s, and then you don't need to worry about all this nonsense. I'm going to try and do some blood on this blade. I'm going to use... There's no game tonight. Yeah, Marius, you missed the game. I didn't get to paint on Saturday because my My computer was being very difficult. Let's just leave it at that. I definitely wasn't being dumb when it comes to computers, and my computer was being difficult. So I figured, and I was saying earlier, my wife started a new job this week, so I didn't know how this week was going to go, so I didn't arrange to go out tonight. David says, I wish to play Angelic Inheritors, but it's complicated. Well, I think the only way you're going to get good with Inheritors, David, is if you practice. Because it is a bit more complicated. But I've done a few videos on Inheritors now, so I mean, you could watch some of the videos that I've made, and you could try and learn a thing or two from the videos, right? Like, there's definitely a few resources out there now to get going with Angelic Inheritors if you are so inclined. I think it's worth doing, even if you end up falling back to Liberator Assault Group. I think it's worth trying it. I think it's worth figuring it out a little bit. I think it took me 4 games to get my first win with Angelic Inheritors. But since then, I've started winning, like, quite consistently. Hello, Jim. Managed to almost ruin a repulsor and a squad of company heroes with dodgy varnish. What the hell? Where's the varnish from? I always wait till the humidity is super low when I do my varnish. Like, I don't mess around. I check, like, the Google weather app and make sure the humidity is, like, down at the 50s or something, because I've sprayed some Blood Angels before with varnish and watched them turn pink in horror, and I'm like, oh my god, I just spent ages on that guy. I didn't want him to be pink. So, yeah, now when I do varnish, I only really ever do it when the humidity is, like, mega low. I might try Angelic Host. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you like your plasmas, Angelic Host might be okay. I think I just prefer Inheritors, though. I think the rerolls it builds into characters are just very, very valuable. Used right, that can feel very strong. I don't get it when units get commander, then the whole unit can reroll 1. Basically, yeah, David, you are right. Yeah, your English there was a bit confusing, but yes, the way it works in Angelic Inheritors is any character who is on his own, or any character that is part of a unit, then that whole unit will reroll 1s to hit and 1s to wound. So, like, if Dante is leading 6 Sangre Guard, that whole unit is rerolling hits of 1, wounds of 1. And if let's say the 6 Sangre Guard die and Dante's still alive on his own son, well, Dante's rerolling hits and wounds of 1. So it's basically the detachment basically works on characters. So you want like 5 squads attached to characters, because that's going to give you like the most value. I hear one of my kids crying. I'm going to have to go AFK for just 2 seconds, guys. Hopefully I can settle them. What's happened? She's too hot, maybe. Yeah, the answer is any character, or any character, or any unit that is with a character. Yes. Paint the tentacles a different color from the rock. Yeah, I was going to dry brush them purple here in a minute. I've never really painted that much Tyranids, so I was just going to learn, basically. Hi John, if you had to cut down your Angelic Inheritors list to 1k and run a doubles attachment, what would you keep? I'd probably try and keep the 3 units of Sangre Guard, each led by a character, because I think they're crazy good. And then I'd probably try and keep like 1 Vindicator tank, because I think that's really useful. 3 units of Sangre Guard plus 3 characters plus a Vindicator tank. It doesn't leave you too much. Unit of Infiltrators, unit of Scouts, something like that. I mean, tell me how many points that is. But I feel like there's not going to be that many points left over, right? Because each unit of Sangre Guard is like 130, so that would be like 390. Dante plus 2 captains is probably like 270. A Vindicator tank, yeah, you're probably pushing 900 at that point, right? So like, I don't even know if you can do a unit of Infiltrators, unit of Scouts. Does Dante plus 6 Sangre Guard have a play in lag? It does, yeah. 100%. It's a tricky-ish unit to play though, right? Because like that unit has to kill, like it costs, that's like a 400 point unit. Maybe it's like 390, but for essential purposes it's a 400 point unit. So you have to get like a lot out of it to make it worthwhile. Like if you're putting a 400 point unit in your army, you need, you know, you need to be killing, maybe not killing a whole, you need to be killing the best part of 400 points of the enemy models with that one unit. And I think that's probably why it makes it quite hard to play, but it does have a play. I do have a video coming out about lag on Friday, or at least that's the plan. I was working on it last night. It's like 90%. So I should have a Liberator Assault Group video on Friday. So if you, and I do actually talk about Dante and the 6 Sangre Guard and Liberator Assault Group on Friday, in Friday's video as well. But yeah, the last tournament I was at, I ran Dante plus 6 Sangre Guard. I didn't think it was a bad choice by any means, but I do think it, like I said, it can be quite hard to play because you have to get quite a lot of value out of it. Mr. Kazumi, hello. Hadley, hello. How you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in on the stream tonight. If you get 2 seconds tonight on tonight's stream, if you can leave a like, it would be super appreciated. At some point in tonight's stream, I'm gonna spend 5 minutes. I'm gonna go over a few details about the charity raffle that we're doing when we hit 20,000 subscribers. Because I was working on that as well last night, so it's like, it's not quite ready to go, but it's like 95% ready to go. So basically, as soon as we hit 20,000 subscribers, yeah, I mean, it's 95% ready to go. It'll be ready. It'll be ready this week. So I'm trying to give it as much visibility as I can possibly give it. So I'm going to talk about it at some point tonight. I'm picking a Void Raven Bomber for a mate. Dude, I need a mate like you that will paint models for me. Jeez, oh. I've got a huge backlog. My mates all just want paid to paint models. It's at Warhammer World, so no double factions except for the single oath rule. Oh, cool, man. I haven't been to Warhammer World since, like, before COVID at this point. I'd like to get back there. I was thinking probably the next time I'm back there, I'll probably end up taking my kids or something, just because it's been so long. So it'll be like, maybe it'll be like a rite of passage for Michael, and well, maybe Annabella too, because girls can like Warhammer too, right? And I'll buy them some stuff. Hello, Kevin. Good evening. I find that 1K bounces off heavy stuff. Yeah, I think that's why you try and have those multiple units of Sangre Guard. And if your ally has a bunch of tanks, then that would be perfect. I don't actually own a drop pod. Well, I say that I have a drop pod. It's in its box. I've never actually built a drop pod. I don't actually know if I feel drop pods are that useful at the moment, right? Like, in some ways, rapid ingress has kind of killed drop pods for me, right? Because the idea with the drop pods was always to do the alpha strike. Well, you can do a pretty good alpha strike now with rapid ingress, right? So I don't run drop pods. I don't see them get played competitively, or at least at the top level, they don't get played competitively. So, like, what's the play for a drop pod like? Like, Impulsor seems always better for me than a drop pod. First turn rapid ingress. But I don't even know really what you can put inside the drop, like Blade Guard maybe? Like what is actually the play of, like, you know, like if you have the perfect first turn with the drop pod, like what are you actually expecting to go with, or what are you expecting it to do? I don't really know, I guess. It's funny. I mean, I don't usually put units on my list because it's funny, I'm afraid. Evening, Thrillwood. See, I always used to find drop pods have as much positive about them as negative, because, like, your opponent can quite often use them as, like, you know, your opponent could quite often charge the drop pods and leave their units in combat with the drop pods, and then you can't target the unit because it's in combat with the drop pod, and you can't fall the drop pod back. So the drop pods, while they can have a positive effect, they can also have a pretty negative effect for you. So I kind of think drop pods are somewhat difficult. Like, if I'm a Blood Angels player and my opponent has drop pods, I'm trying to multi-charge any unit near the drop pod, and I'm not going to put any attacks into the drop pods. There's literally no risk of me killing the drop pod in my turn. What that will do is mean that I can put all my attacks into his unit, kill the unit, and then my unit's in combat with the drop pod, so in his turn he can't shoot my unit because he can't fall back from the drop pod, right? Or sorry, the drop pod can't fall back from a unit. So my unit's basically invulnerable to shooting in his turn, which is really, really bad for him. I've played a few games in, like, 9th edition where people tried to use drop pods against me as Blood Angels, and it, like, really backfired in their face, because it was like, okay, I'm just going to use your drop pods to basically make it that my units can never be shot. Like, I'll consolidate into a drop pod. Oh no, the drop pod gets to hit me for free. I don't even think the drop pod has attacks, does it? Aradine, good evening. Vintage Flanker, good evening. Nice to see you guys. Oh, we're above 50, cool. I was waiting until we got above 50 people to show you the raffle thing. So, I'll show it in a minute. What do you think about Desolation Marines and Inheritors? I mean, I guess they're more reliable in Inheritors, right? Because you get to reroll ones to hit and wound. So it gives them a bit more reliability. They're still kind of expensive. Like, I don't think they're a 200 point unit. That's what they cost. I think they're probably, like, I think they were at like 170 or something. James, thank you so much for subscribing. 27 subscribers until we get to 20,000. I appreciate it, James. Thanks for subscribing. We're going. We're trucking.
I have awoken.
Hey, Aradine coming in with gifted subs. Dude, thank you so much. You're always a huge supporter of the channel, man. Do appreciate it. If anyone got gifted sub and you haven't been a channel member before, then that lets you over into our members only Discord. You are very welcome. Exclamation mark Discord, the bot should tell you the Discord link. You can use the drop pod as a move blocker. I mean, you can, but it's also, like I said, it's also there's a huge negative. And if the opponent has the right units, they'll just consolidate into the drop pod and become unshootable. Like if they have any infantry that wants to move across the battlefield that can consolidate into your drop pod, then you have a big problem, right? I used to sometimes love it when people would drop pods in the mid-board against me. I'd be like, cool, I'm just going to tag all those drop pods in the mid-board and none of you guys will get to shoot me. Because like Blood Angel's biggest weakness is being shot, really. So if you can't, if your units are making that you can't be shot, then you have a big problem. Aradine, thank you so much, dude. I don't know how many times you supported the channel, but I couldn't even count it, or it's been a lot, basically. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you for always showing up. But yeah, I mean, Desolation Marines, rerolling hits of 1, rerolling wounds of 1, indirect fire. I suppose you could pop the sustain stratagem on them as well. I mean, it's not bad. Just the problem with indirect fire, you're only ever hitting on 4s, right? Like they changed that, they made a nerf to it. So indirect fire isn't as potent as it was at the start of the edition. I guess we all know that though. I'm just not sure. I mean, I feel like you could probably make one 5-man unit of them work, but you need to practice it. Bush says, have my first game of 40k in a couple of months. I'm sure to get my ass kicked. But I'm excited to be back in it. Bush, when I came back, because I played like 2nd, 3rd and 4th edition. And then, like, long story short, basically, I quit for like the best part of a decade. You know, I had other stuff going on in my life there, so it wasn't really a conscious decision to quit. It just happened, and then, like, you know, sometimes you do something, and then you're like, holy shit, I've not done that in like 10 years. That's sort of what happened to me in 40k, and I was like, oh my goodness. So when I came back after like a 10-year break, dude, I want to say that I lost like my first 20 games. Like, I could have definitely got disheartened and quit again, just because I lost game after game after game. But I think, you know, isn't there that famous Muhammad Ali quote where it's like, it's not about, what is it? There's like a famous quote about like, it's about how you get back up that's the important thing. It's not how you get knocked down, it's about how you get back up or something. So it's like, it just takes practice, man. I'm really hoping that I can get my second GT win before too long, you know that? I just bought a GT ticket yesterday for like 1 in 5 weeks. Not sure I feel confident about it, but you know, I'm going to try to do my best as I always try at GTs, so we'll see what happens. I get knocked down, but I get up again, and you're gonna never keep me down. No, that's a song by Chumbawamba. Yeah, you're right, Marius. That's so random. For some reason, that song honestly came into my head today, Marius. Like, I can't even. I was taking my kids, like we were driving to like a little forest walk this morning, because it's like school holidays. So I've got like a bunch of half days from my day job. So I was like driving my kids to like a forest walk this morning. And I swear to you, like some song came on the radio that I hadn't heard in like 20 years. And it wasn't that song, but I thought of that song in my head. So it's so random that it gets mentioned tonight in the stream. When I haven't thought about that Chumbawamba song for like, well, probably like 10 years. But that's random ass. The world is weird. Ali said the real fight is in the gym training every day. Did he? I thought he had a famous quote about getting knocked down. Maybe the motivational quote. Maybe it's Rocky. Dude, it's been a long time since I watched Rocky. Oh my god, it's been like 25 years since I watched the first Rocky movie. Stuart has been trying to get a list together with a Storm Raven since Christmas time. Dude, I think somebody won a tournament with a Storm Raven, I shit you not. There was like a list somewhere where someone had like won I don't know what event it was. I think they put a Dreadnought inside. Like maybe like a Brutalis, I think that's what it was. Was it a Brutalis Dreadnought inside Storm Raven? Alright, cool. We've got 64 people in the live stream. Cool, let me show you this, guys, real quick. Hopefully you'll be able to see it okay. And it's not quite ready yet. But let me show you this real quick. I'm just going to check this doesn't show any personal information before I show it. Yeah, I think it's good. So, last year, yeah, we did this raffle, limited edition Black Library book, where it was like, apparently 100 people entered last year, but we sold 1,700 tickets. So I guess most people bought about 10 tickets actually for last year's raffle, and raised like just over £1,000 for this charity, which is like a children's charity here in Scotland. So that was cool. I'll get to your super chat in a minute. I'm not forgetting it. This year, this is what I've been setting up. So we're doing a raffle for St Jude's Research Hospital. This is a hospital in the US of A, because a lot of my memberships, or a lot of my supporters, or a lot of the people that watch the channel, are from the US of A. So this is a hospital in the US of A. You can research it, and there's a link here. But the raffle isn't ready to start. But we'll be ready to start. Basically, the idea is to launch it when I get to 20,000 subscribers. You can see in the bottom right, I'm like 28 away. Apparently, someone else has unsubscribed during the stream because someone else hates me. I don't know. It goes up one, it goes back one. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, literally. So this year, Grey Tide Studios has helped me, Archie's Forge has helped me, and Icarus Pattern has helped me. So we have like 9 different prizes this year, and you'll be able to click on each of them, and I think you'll be able to see like, oh, the photo's not working on that one. Oh look, yeah, so I gotta do that one again. Don't know why the photo's not working. But you'll be able to see like some of the potential prizes that we have, like Crimson Lord pieces and boxes of stuff, and it's all labeled. And there's 9 different prizes. We're giving away STLs as well, so there's 6 physical prizes. And then there's the 3 digital prizes. The raffle will run for like a month, give or take. And like, it's kind of ready to go. I just need to update. It's like 95%. It says it's 100% here on the thing where it's like ready. I've filled in every box. And there is a question. You have to answer the correct answer to the question. It's a dice-based question, so you guys should probably be able to answer it. Tickets will cost $1 or £1, which is about $1.20. And then all 9 prizes will be given away internationally. We'll pay for the postage. Basically, the way it'll work is, I think it says here, yeah, so 95% of the revenue will go to the hospital. The 5% that doesn't go to the hospital will pay to send these 6 things internationally, which I guess will probably be at least like $50, because each international postage is probably going to be like $20, because it's not cheap. And if there is, by some miracle, any money left, we'll put it towards a future raffle. So that's what I'm doing. Grey Tide, Archie's Forge, and Icarus Pattern have all provided some prizes, and I bought a few of these prizes myself as well with the various super chats you guys give me. So, oh, this whole fucking stream, did I not put the chat on the screen? I'm an idiot. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing for 20,000 subscribers. But I think so you'll see the channel, you'll see that appear on the channel in the next week. If you can buy a ticket, great. If you can't buy a ticket, the best thing you could do is watch the YouTube video more than once. Because I was saying last year, and this is the silly thing with YouTube, and this is the thing that annoys me the most actually, is like, see if we go into like my channel and go to like videos, and you look at like every video, right? Like 7,500 views, 4,000 views. That's like me and Michael unboxing a friggin' army. Like, it's a throwaway video that I just made. 4,000 views, right? 5,000 views. So every video gets like really, really good views. The charity video, 200 views. And do you know why it only gets 200 views? Is because people will click the link here, wherever the link is to the charity, and watch it. And then when YouTube detects that they've left YouTube, right? Because that's the thing, like YouTube knows that they clicked an external link and they left YouTube. When that happens, they tank the video because they don't want people leaving YouTube. So that's really frustrating about it, because yeah, like I guess last year's video, I must have had like 15,000 subscribers last year, but only 100 people bought tickets, and the tickets are $1. So I don't even know whether that's like less than 1% of the channel bought a ticket. Now I'm not saying everybody can buy, like, you know, everyone's in different financial situations, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe last year's prizes weren't good, maybe the prizes this year are better, but yeah, that's what I'm doing for 20,000 subscribers. So hopefully some of you guys that support the channel a lot can buy a ticket. If you can't support the channel a lot, the best thing you could do would be if you could watch the video more than one time so the YouTube algorithm doesn't tank the video. That would also be super appreciated. Last Dragon, sorry, he gave me a $5 super chat while that was all was going on. I plan to go to the Bay Area Open. I know I'll get my teeth kicked in, but I'll learn a lot. A quote I liked is, rise and rise until lamb becomes the lion. Yeah, it's very true, dude. You just have to keep trucking, right? Don't get disheartened. Don't what we're trying to say, don't like, everybody starts somewhere, everybody loses games. You're only going to get better if you then persevere and try and win games, right? Kevin says his son was born with a congenial hernia, I don't even know, a diaphragmatic hernia, and a children's hospital helped save his life multiple times, so you've got my support. Kevin, that's exactly why I started doing this, right? My son was born where his upper intestine doesn't attach to his lower intestine. That's apparently a thing. I didn't even know it was a thing until he was born with it. It's got a weird French name. I guess maybe because it was just, I assume it's because it was like found out by a French doctor. I don't really know why. But it's called like a jejunal atresion, which basically means like your upper and lower intestines aren't connected. So fortunately we live in, I guess, the future, right? Because like if he's born 50 years ago, I guess he probably dies. So fortunately we live in the future where keyhole surgery is a thing and they can just go in and fix that, and he doesn't even know about it. And that's where my idea for last year's charity raffle came for. and that's why I'm doing one this year, and that's why, like, the original plan this year was to just do it again for the charity in Scotland, but then I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, we have a lot of people that support the channel from America, so wouldn't it be cool to go there next? I don't really have any long-term goals or aspirations for it, but it just, like, when the Blood Angels refresh came out and everything was like being perceived as so bad that everyone was like buying third-party bits and stuff, I was like, I was gonna order third-party bits for myself, and I did, but I just thought to myself when I was ordering the third-party bits, I was like, should I just order double, and then that could start off like another charity raffle, because those charities for the children's hospitals and stuff, they need money all the time. So so that's it. Thrillwood says, I don't normally consider supporting charity, but I have seriously considered buying a ticket. Well, dude, if you just bought one ticket for $1, that's all I'm asking. I'd appreciate that. And like I said, if you don't want to buy a ticket, just watch, like, even if you just watch the YouTube video like 2 or 3 times, which will confuse the algorithm because it'll be like, wow, this is a really good video. But then it'll put it in front of more people. So just by watching it a couple of times, it'll help. You know, it'll help someone else that can buy a dollar ticket. And do you know what? You might win. The Land Raider kit for first place is dope, by the way. I should have probably showed the Land Raider kit. I should have probably showed that on stream. I'm an idiot. It's called Icarus. Let me see. This is the Land Raider kit that I've got for first place. And it is dope. So it's like both these side parts, the front door, I guess the sort of front canopy bit, the sponsons, these side panels with the extra door and the blood drops and stuff, the exhausts, and then I think there was one other bit. Oh yeah, it was just the extra sponsons, that was it. So it comes with all 3 sponson options. Plasmas, I think those are Redeemer Flamers, maybe? And Hurricane Bolters? Blast Cannons? But yeah, like when I saw this kit, which costs basically $100, I was almost sad. I was like, man, I kind of don't want to give this kit away. Like, it's just so friggin' cool. I mean, I don't have a Land Raider that's in a state that I could like start building this kit onto it, but for me, like, this kit looks really nice. I was showing it on the stream, I think last Saturday night. I was trying to figure it all out, so it's just a gorgeous kit. You should build and paint one. Yeah, I mean, I always have grand designs of buying these 3D printed kits and painting them. I think what I need to do though is finish my, like, I'm always painting what I'm playing next at the tournaments, right? So once again, I'm basically painting like a lieutenant because I think he's quite meta at the moment. I'm painting jump pack captains to go with the Masangri Guard because I think they're quite meta. So my painting always falls back onto what's competitive right now because that's what I'm painting. But I love the look of that kit. Ryan says it's not about the prizes, it's about where it's going. I appreciate that, Ryan, dude. You know, I really do appreciate it. I think it's a cool idea, and you know, I've seen other gaming channels do it sometimes where they like, you know, like the game for like a whole day, and they all their super chats for that day or something will go to charity. So like, I'm not ruling, like, I very rarely, if ever, game. I played a little bit of Space Marine 2 actually, quite enjoyed that, but I never got that far in it, I think. But I think my channel doesn't get a lot of views. I mean, maybe if we did live games of 40k for an entire game, we could do that in the future. I don't know what I'm all doing. Jeez, Phil, I didn't realise that with your son. I'm glad to hear he's okay. Yeah, we're very lucky in this day and age with the technology we have. But then I guess that's the cool thing about some of these children's charities, is because some people can't afford the medical care or the surgeries or whatever. So if people can't afford it, I think it's great that we have the option of giving some prizes away for helping out. So I've got no real aspirations on. Like, no real aspirations on the charity giveaway. We'll just see what happens, I guess. I'm glad this lieutenant is finally getting some paint on him, because this guy came in the Leviathan box, which I guess is probably coming up to... How old is Leviathan now? It's coming up to 2 years old, is it? And I still haven't painted all the models in it? God damn it, I'm a slow painter, haven't I? This is why my grand designs of like painting up this Land Raider are like folly, because it's like I haven't even finished the Leviathan box. Do you know what? It's maybe a blessing in disguise that the Blood Angels refresh wasn't that very good, because if the Blood Angels refresh had been amazing, let's say, and like I was trying to do like 20 or 30 Sangre, like new Sangre Guard because they looked super dope, I'd be so far behind, man. Yeah, almost 2 years now. Wow. Yeah, before we do the next GT, I need to get some better microphones for the live stream on the GT. I think I know which one I need to buy. I think when we get the better microphones as well, we'll be able to use them on the Wednesday night games too, so... That's still quite high on my priority list, new microphones. The 11th edition box is rumoured to have Vanguard vets in it with multi-park Outriders. So it's like a Stormlands box, is it? Who's spreading those rumours though, right? Like, is it Valrak or is it someone we trust? Can we use Valrak's name and trust in the same sentence? Are we allowed to do that? I mean, Valrak doesn't watch my stream, I can say whatever I want, right? He has been here in the chat one time. I was very excited when he came into the chat. I think that was the time he found out about me. Maybe like, probably like a year ago at this point. I'd still like to play as Imperial Fists. I don't think they would have any chance against the Blood Angels, would they? He was right about the Sangre Guard. Yeah, I mean, I guess he was right probably about a lot of the releases. I thought there was a rumour about like a Blood Angels Terminator box at some point, but maybe that's long gone, or maybe that was wishful thinking, I don't know. I think Thrillwood, sometimes you can get pushed into things like that because of like the circumstance, right? Like, my circumstance was just I was very, very happy that we have modern medicine, and it seemed like I had an avenue to maybe give back a little bit. I think there's like a tiny little bit of plastic sprue still on that thing. There we go. and maybe assault Terminators. Yeah, assault Terminators are such a forgotten unit, man. They're so bad right now. I don't really understand why assault Terminators are still so bad. Because the regular Terminators are not too bad, like with their Oath of Moment buff and stuff like that. Whereas I feel like the assault Terminators just have a terrible battle shock rule. But then maybe that's just like, you know, like a bit like Dante, how he got given that terrible battle shock rule, and like that's just his 10th edition rule. It just sucks. So maybe the assault Terminators are just the same way, right? They just got given like a really bad rule in 10th edition, and Games Workshop were like, well, assault Terminators have a crappy rule in 10th edition. We'll fix it in 11th. But for now, they just suck, you know? I think the boat of Games Workshop doing something in terms of the Blood Angels refresh being bad has sailed, man. I think their chance of doing something would have been when they announced the models and everybody was like, these models look dog shit, right? I feel very unlikely that anything is going to change. I mean, I could be wrong. But I mean, I don't know if you followed the Grey Knight, not the Grey Knight, the Crimson Lord campaign from Grey Tide Studios. They made like hundreds of thousands of dollars selling those upgrade kits for Blood Angels because the Games Workshop Sangreguard were bad, right? They made like a lot of money. I mean, I'm not grudging it. I bought hundreds of dollars worth of Grey Knights bits, or Grey Tide Studios bits, but like the audience, like the Blood Angels audience, obviously still wanted Sangreguard with wings. They still wanted Death Company with all those like Death Company shoulder pads and the flavor. I mean, unless maybe Games Workshop had started working on like those assault Terminators and realized the backlash, and they're like, oh god, we don't want to do that as well, because we'll just, if everyone's buying third-party bits, they're not buying Games Workshop bits, right? Assault Terminators with a normal Terminators rule would be good. Yeah, you're right, Phil, which is crazy, because it would literally take them 2 seconds to just cut that one rule, like just put in a balanced data slate. Assault Terminators now use the Oath of Moment rule that regular Terminators have. That would literally take 2 seconds to do, and it would suddenly make them viable, I think. Like, people would legitimately want to try them and play them. It would, I mean, I would try them probably if you gave them that rule, because I think their melee would be pretty scary. The biggest problem with Thunderhammers, I think, is that they're WS4. Well, that rule gives you WS3 and potential rerolls to hit, right? Crazy. The recent Space Wolf reveals have gone more Nordic instead of Wolfy because of the bad reception to the Horus Heresy Wolf helmets. I didn't know that there was a bad reception to the Horus Heresy Wolf helmets, but I appreciate you letting me know. All I know is that the Space Wolf refresh, people are very happy about it. Will it be different when you see the kits, though, I guess? I mean, here's the thing. They could literally just make a good upgrade sprue, right? Like, Blood Angels could be saved, probably, with just like a killer upgrade sprue. That's all they... Unless I'm massively missing something. Like, you know the upgrade... Like, all the upgrades we used to get for Death Company. Like, if we got a crazy good upgrade sprue with, like, Death Company shoulder pads and Sangreguard shoulder pads and, you know, hell, maybe some Thunderhammers for the Death Company, or... maybe like some backpacks with maybe some wings that could be attached to Death Company or Sangreguard. I don't know, like, they could probably fix the Blood Angels pretty easily. I just don't really know there's a reason they're not, right? I guess that's the big question that everybody needs to know. Is there a reason they're not fixing us? And then that leads into all this questions about the future of Blood Angels, I guess. The Horus Heresy models have always been amazing. Like, look at Leviathan Dreadnoughts, Contemptor Dreadnoughts, look at some of the characters in Horus Heresy. I've always thought that... I was going to say, I've got the champion from Horus Heresy kicking around somewhere, and he's super awesome. The Praetor? Oh yeah, he's right there. I couldn't see him for some reason. I just started painting him on a stream a few weeks ago, actually. I think he's super awesome. I mean, he's firstborn, but he's not that small. Well, a little bit small, I guess. His sword makes him taller than the Primaris Marine. Look, someone else has unsubscribed. See, it's hard to get subscribers. I started at 27 to 20,000 and now it's 29. I'm pissing people off tonight, I swear to you. How did you end up doing against the 3 Lord of Skulls? Asks Terence. That was a weird game. I must admit, playing 3 Lords of Skulls is not something I relish. I felt like when all 3 are on the table and they're like moving around and like shooting and stuff, it felt pretty oppressive. But then what happened was, I think it was like turn 2, or maybe it was turn... I think it might have been turn 3, because I didn't do too much in turn 1. I kind of hid. Because if you're playing against 3 Lords of Skulls and Angron, you do kind of have to hide. So I think it was turn 3, I killed 2 Lords of Skulls and Angron. And I guess when you kill 2 Lords of Skulls and Angron in a turn, you know, that's like 1,200 points or something that he's just lost in one turn, which suddenly took like a huge weight off my shoulders. But the other thing about that was like I started like not playing the game seriously at that point as well, because like I'd felt so much pressure before that, so like it felt like all the pressure was off. So I started not like proper. It wasn't intentional. It was just like, oh my god, you know, like it felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And then I suddenly realized, like, oh shit, I need to start playing properly, because he can still do a lot of damage, even with just 1 Lord of Skull and stuff. Started not putting my guys back out of line of sight from the Lords of Skull, and just making silly little mistakes. So, when Angron came back alive, because Angron likes to do that. So although it was a good win, I definitely felt a weird game, because at the start of the game I felt like I couldn't do anything because I had to hide my whole army. But then when I actually did like the killer move in turn 3 and killed a lot of stuff, I then just started playing not playing stupid, but just like, you ever been in a like, I've been in a tournament before where like I've lost a game, and in my very next game I can't stop thinking about like how I could have beat the last game. And then I realized like, oh shit, I need to pay more attention to this game because my mind's still on the last game. I guess I'm a bit... I mean, nobody's perfect. He spent like $400 on those things. Andrew loves... you know, Andrew buys models and sells models. I would say if he doesn't win like in a tournament or event in like let's say 2 years with the Khorne army, he'll sell the entire army and he'll just buy like another army. So it's not like Andrew's just running out and spending all this money on models. No, because he had a whole Tyranid army, like probably like 5,000 points. He had a whole Necron army, like 5,000 points. He just put the entire thing on eBay, sold the entire thing, and then he went World Eaters and I think Chaos Knights, and he's not playing the Chaos Knights anymore. So it's probably only a matter of time before he either sells all the Chaos Knights or sells all the World Eaters. Like, but yeah, so Playing 3 Lords of Skulls is a weird one. I wouldn't I'd be happy if I never had to play it again. Peaches says, I really feel for the Angels and the refresh. I'm happy about my Wolves getting decent so far. However, as it currently stands, apparently I'm about to lose 15 to 17 data sheets. So I've heard that, right? Like, I must admit, I haven't had a Space Wolf Codex in I don't think I've ever had a Space Wolf Codex in my life. I've played against Space Wolves for as long as I can remember. Grey Claws. I was going to say, I'm probably going to fuck this up. Long Fangs. Wolf Guard. You know, like, I've played against a bunch of different units from Space Wolves for many different years. Like Grey Hunters, thank you. The question is, why are they going to lose so many data sheets? Is it like the Blood Angels Codex where they're just getting purged? Like what are they losing? Because that's what I've heard as well. Like, I've heard someone saying that Space Wolves are going to lose like 15 data sheets. I mean, I think Blood Angels maybe lost like 12? Was it as many as that? We lost all 3 of our Dreadnoughts. We lost Tycho, Corbolo, Gabriel Seth, so that's 6 already. What else did Blood Angels lose? I actually don't know how many data sheets we lost. At least 6 then. Sanguinary Priest with a jump pack, so 7. I missed the Librarian Dreadnought as well. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest misses. He was always unique, and he always seemed to manage to find his way into lists and stuff, right? Like, I played the Librarian Dreadnought in 9th, I played it in 10th. I can't really remember 8th all that much. 8th must have been a long time ago now. Like, yeah, 5-6 years ago. It's hard to remember exactly what army lists looked like in 8th, I guess. Robin says, hello, Commander. I won my first game today thanks to the company heroes. Look at you, Robin. You are a legend for fielding company heroes. Can we get 07s in the chat for Robin winning his first game using the company heroes? Come on. Everybody, 07. Let's give Robin some salutes. It's funny that company heroes are coming back. Look at that. Even at 105 points, they're still good. That's what I said. They're still good at 105. Rumor has it 11th edition will be a vehicle edition to get the Librarian Dreadnought back. I would like it. If they do a Librarian Dreadnought, I hope he gets more than the Brutalis Dreadnought, because I think the Death Company Dreadnought, basically just being a Brutalis Dreadnought with basically nothing else added to him, was kind of lackluster. I really didn't like it. Like, not even like one big X panel or anything, you know? There we go, Robin. Thanks for letting us know, Robin. Congrats on your first win, dude. It can be a long journey to the first win. A Librarian Redemptor Dreadnought would have been awesome. Imagine if we could have replaced the plasma gun with a spear. That would have been awesome. Tycho was Andy Chambers' era. Yeah. It's weird how long Tycho lasted, considering he'd been dead in the lore forever, buddy. The Librarian Dreadnought needs to become a generic Astartes unit. I don't mind too much if they make more stuff generic Astartes. I just want Blood Angels to have better upgrade sprues. Have Ultramarines even got an upgrade sprue at the moment, Marius? I mean, they've probably got one, but it's probably not super exciting, right? It's probably quite lackluster, is it? Greetings Sanguiners in the chat as well. I don't like that one of our special dreads is just available to all the chapters now. Yeah, I just feel like I don't like how rubbish the rules are for the Death Company Dreadnought. Like, I can't see a situation where I ever run that Death Company Dreadnought over the Brutalis. And even if they're the same points, right? Because I think, let's just assume the Death Company Dreadnought is 160 points, same as Brutalis. Which is not, right? It's 20 points more expensive. But let's say if they were the same points, they're both 160. Why would you run the Death Company one over the Brutalis? The Brutalis does more mortal wounds on the charge and has OC 4. It doesn't have any of the negatives that the Death Company has, which is like, you can't fall back nonsense. So like, why oh why would I ever run the Death Company Dreadnought? I'd love to know. The mortals are better than the 6-up feel no pain. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to say, man, right? Like, I'd much rather have the Brutalis over the DC one. Like, his rules are just better in general, I feel like, especially, and that's before the fact you consider it's 20 points cheaper. If they'd kept the reactive fight, you would have been fine. Yeah, do you know what? I'd probably be okay with... You're probably right, Terrence. If they'd kept the fact that you could fight or shoot his guns whenever he's targeted, I think you probably would have been fine. Yeah, we would have probably seen lots of people still run him. I feel like I possibly might have even run him at that point as well, because he would actually be pretty gnarly, because the extra toughness and extra wounds would have just possibly pushed him to a bit of a real nuisance, or a bit of a real menace, however you want to call that, I guess. The concept of a Death Company Dreadnought is stupid lore-wise. I mean, in the new Redemptor Dreadnoughts, they literally said in the Codex that the pilots they put inside burn out and die or something, right? Land Raiders did used to have grenades for sure. Maybe it's only the Redeemer that has grenades, maybe it's not the regular Land Raider. In the lore, Death Company Dreadnoughts are only made when a Dreadnought falls to the back rage. Yeah, I guess the Dreadnought pilot could fall to the back rage, and then at that point, what, they keep him or they kill him? That's fair. They keep him and they unleash him when they need him. I mean, it's not the stupidest thing I've ever heard, is it? I wish the Stranganor had more strength so you can deal with big stuff. 6 is just way too low for 140 points, says Pack the Third. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Sanguinor is strong in the Angelic Inheritors detachment. I don't know if I think he's that strong in Liberator Assault Group. I think Strength 6 is maybe a little weak. But I think if they made it, like if he was Strength 8, maybe he's a little bit too strong. It's hard. It's really hard to say, I guess. I don't really know what I'm doing with this dry brushing in terms of this Tyranid armor on the... I never paint Tyranid scales or hide or whatever this is, so... Try not to get too much paint anywhere else, just this weird bony thing on his arm. Now, how do Blood Angels deal with Primaris like Lion and Gilliman and Angron? What do you mean? How do we kill them in combat, or what do you mean? How do we deal with? I mean, we usually. I was going to say we usually charge them with Sangregard and Dante. I assume. Is that what you're asking, Marius? Shoot them with a Vindicator tank, then charge them with a Sangregard. That's how we deal with most things, to be fair. You think he means Primarchs? Yeah, I mean, the Sangregar will do okay into Primarchs, will he? Do some dev wounds, chew them up maybe, slow them down? I suppose that's the one thing that's different with Blood Angels, is we don't have that big super expensive unit that can do all the Primarchy stuff. Towards the end of 9th edition, I did quite like running Gilliman with Blood Angels though, because there was a season at the end of 9th edition, called the Arcs of Omen, when you were allowed to run Primarchs. Like I ran Gilliman with my Blood Angels to GT, or maybe it was an RTT. I think it was a GT actually. I think it was pretty fun actually. If they let us run Gilliman again with Blood Angels, would I do it? Depends. In 9th edition, when we were allowed to run him, his rules stacked really nicely. So it used to be all Blood Angels within 12 inches of Gilliman were re-rolling hits of 1, and we're getting +2 to charges, because the +1 to charge we had from our detachment rule in 9th edition also stacked with the +1 from Gilliman. So that's why I built a Gilliman model at the end of 9th edition, because Gilliman was really, really good with Blood Angels in 9th edition. It might have even said he was better with Blood Angels than he was with Ultramarines, but maybe that's me reaching. Assault Centurions and Lag. Assault Centurions are awesome, except they move 4 inches. If you can figure out how to get them to where you need them to be, they're literally our best unit. The problem I think you probably have with them is that they move 4 inches, right? Double Oath and more CP, sign me up. I wish the Ballistus had Wisdom of Ancient. That's the one where you used to get to reroll 1s around him or something like that? Yeah, that's a 9th edition rule for sure. Ninth edition was fun. I do think 10th edition is balanced better than 9th though, right? 9th had some serious problems with secondaries and stuff like that. Angron is easy. Just charge him with a death blow. Yeah, Angron doesn't actually survive all that much, it seems like. I mean, he kills something, but then he usually always dies. Like, Blood Angels seem to be able to deal with Angron jumping in pretty effectively, it feels like. I'm just painting a few random purple bits on top of this. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing for this purple scale armor stuff. I never paint Tyranids, so I'm just completely guessing. I'll either be happy with it or I'll hate it, and I don't know where I'm at with it at the moment. Where I'm at with it at the moment, it doesn't look too horrible. Let's see if the camera will focus. Come on, camera, what the fuck you doing? I mean, it doesn't look too horrible. I don't think it looks too great either, but it is what it is. I never paint Tyranid scales. Don't really know how to paint them.
I have awoken.
Aster, thanks so much for subscribing, but look, someone else is unsubscribed. It's literally, I think we've had 2 people subscribe in this stream, but we've had 4 people leave. Yeah, reroll ones is still an R on the box knot, but I don't think anyone literally plays box knots now, Marius, do they? I mean, you might play them, Marius, because for whatever it's worth, you are determined to keep making Firstborn Infantry work, but nobody else is, right? Everybody else has moved on. Chris says, I appreciate we're more of a competitive focus group, but I am invoking the rule of cool for my Death Company Dreadnought. I got all Archie's Forge upgrades and it looks so awesome. I got Archie's Forge upgrades on the Death Company. Yes, he does look awesome. Shout out to Archie's Forge. He looks awesome as well. We got these cool ass shoulder pieces. We got this cool
I have awoken.
loincloth. Bill coming in with the gifted subs. We got the wings over the shoulders. Yes, he looks super awesome. I need to paint mine. I wish he had good rules. Then I would probably have mine painted already. Phil, thank you so much for the gifted, dude. You are always supporting as well. Thank you to everybody that supports the channel. Appreciate it. The journey to 20,000 is forever ongoing. We'll get there eventually. I think like within the next week. It's ticking up. I'm going to take the number of subscribers off the screen. I feel like I thought I put it on the screen.
I have awoken.
It's gone. Okay. I'll be back. 20,000 is coming. It's coming, just not today. Remind me to thank YouTube for no notifications. You know you have to click the little bell and turn them on, right? They're very fickle about when they show notifications these days, apparently. Alright, I'm going to try and do some of that purple on the thing he's standing on as well. We'll see what that looks like. How are you, Artie Chard? If you guys did just get gifted membership, remember !Discord, get into our members only Discord. You're more than welcome to be there. Hello Snicks, good evening. Adding an extra sprue with parts for a Librarian Redemptor would be nice. I imagine with a chunky Force Halberd. Yeah, I think we deserve a chunky Force Halberd. I don't know why we didn't get one. Yeah, so sorry, we're talking about there was a Space Wolf player in here, Peaches the Destroyer, and we were talking about Space Wolves are apparently going to lose like 17 data sheets or something. 15 to 17 data sheets is the rumor. Why are they losing so many? What are the best character with Blade Guard is, I mean, I think the choices are Chaplain, which is really, really good for Blade Guard because +1 to wound is badly needed for them. And then Judasaur, because Fight First is obviously very strong as well. So when I was at a tournament recently, I took Blade Guard, I took 6 of them, put them inside an Impulsor with a Chaplain to give them that permanent +1 to wound. Also gave the Chaplain the Fight First enhancement. But in my current Angelic Inheritors list, I'm running I'm running 3 Blade Guard led with the Judasaur, and then I'm running 3 Blade Guard completely unled. Because I like lots of small units, and I think for a little small unit of 80 points, I think you could do much worse than Blade Guard probably. Blade Guard are pretty killy for 80 points, right? Strength 7 in Liberator Assault Group, can reroll hits of 1s inherently, sort of. I like them. I like them more now they're 80 points. When I was running to the tournament, I think they were 90, so it saved myself 20 points potentially. Stuart's working for 12 Blade Guard inside the Storm Raven. Well, Stuart, you're crazy, but I hope you get that Storm Raven strat to work. How would I build a 1,000-point Angelic Inheritors list? 2 units of Sangre Guard, 2 characters, maybe captains to keep it cheap, so that's like 400 points. Maybe a unit of Outriders, unled. Maybe even a unit of Infiltrators, and then you probably need to take like 2 tanks. And then if you can fit a unit of Jump Intercessors, maybe. Oh, is the Lieutenant worth it or not? I mean, the Lieutenant certainly feels worth it in the 2,000-point game. Whether you can fit him in your 1,000-point list is another question. I don't think I've built a 1,000-point Inheritors list yet. At the moment, we're usually always building lists on our podcast, so maybe we could do that in the near future. The thing was, they were saying how many unique data sheets the Codex will ship with. So for every new unit, they lose another old one. So you think they'll have the same similar number of data sheets that they had before? Or you think they're going to lose a bunch of data sheets, I guess was my question. They didn't say in any of those announcements when those codexes are coming though, right? And they're going to get rid of a lot of the box knots as well, I see. Yeah, maybe there'll be a return of character dreadnoughts in the future, or maybe character dreadnoughts will be more generic, like what Marius was asking, like a librarian dreadnought. Is that just like a Space Marine data sheet now, and everybody can use it rather than just like a specific Blood Angels one or something? I don't know. Could be. My beloved Librarian Dreadnought. Yeah, I think everybody had a Librarian Dreadnought that they used and loved for many years, and they're all just gone. Not much we can do about it, I'm afraid. I still remember when the Stormraven came out. It was Blood Angels and Grey Knights only. Yeah, it was a long time ago when that was the Stormraven, Blood Angels, not exclusive, but yeah, I mean, I guess it was kind of. They never marketed it as like exclusive stuff back then, though. I think it was a bit. The game felt quite different, I guess, in terms of like chapters and exclusivity. I felt like everybody had plenty. I never felt like I always wanted Centurions. I never felt like I was missing out all that much by not having Centurions, but I always did want them. I don't think Bloodclaws will have OC when the new codex arrives. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they haven't shown anything for the Thunderwolf Cavalry yet, have they? Because that was a question that some people were asking about. Ah, the Chaplain Dreadnought was a cool unit. Yeah, I remember playing Iron Hands when they used to field those damn Chaplain Dreadnoughts, and they could do, there was something where they could make them untargetable or something, and they could have twin-link las cannons, and you can't shoot back at them. They were obnoxious, those Chaplain Dreadnoughts. I mean, I'm all for removing jank like that, where the game feels unbalanced or broken, or it's like an ancient old unit that's like making things a bit weird. But I don't think that's how the Blood Angels units were. Alright, that's the best I can do, I feel like, on the Tyrannid scales. I don't know if I like how they look, but I don't paint Tyrannid scales, so I really have no point of reference. I've just kind of dry brushed them a bit and edge highlighted some random bits. I don't know how I feel. Artie says it looks good. Artie, you're my new favourite person. Thank you. Because, like, I had no idea what I'm doing with that at all. I don't think I've painted a Tyrannid in my life. Dark wash, dry brush. Oh, should I have washed it first? Should I? Or could I wash it afterwards? Like something like, oh, I've got a purple wash. Which is the one I've got? Not Caribou Crimson. I'm convinced I've got a purple wash. Put it on thin. I feel bad when I have to paint another faction on a base because I have nothing to match to. Yeah, I glued the head of a Keeper of Secrets onto the base of my Ballistus Dreadnought. I have no idea how to paint a Keeper of Secrets. I've basically just hit it with like blue contrast paint. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, it doesn't look great either, but like I have no clue how you paint a Keeper of Secrets. Yeah, but no, that's not what I'm looking for. Drakenhof Nightshade. Hello Dan, how you doing? Tell me what wash you. So hold on. So right, so I used the base of this Rathcar Flesh, and then I used that purple for the dry brush. Is there a wash that would go with those? Drukhari Violet. I don't think I've got Drukhari Violet. I need to pee, I'm going to be back in a second. I diluted some Lich Purple. I don't have a whole lot of purple paints. I've got Gene Stealer Purple. I've got Screamer Pink. I mean, I do have some Lamia mediums, so I can thin some stuff down. I saw someone do a white grey blend and some white highlights to use contrast blue on top. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if it had one more thing, my paint rack is weak. I think the problem is I bought a lot of paints that I don't fucking use, man. You ever come into the hobby and like, alright, do you want to run through my paint rack and you can see what I've got? Right. We've got Sunset Yellow, that's not going to work. Screamer Pink, Gene Stealer Purple, McCraggy Blue, Standard Grey, Dawnstone, Nightshade, Dark Reaper. Well, it's not liquid green stuff's not going to be the kicker, is it? Agrax Earthshade, Evil Sun, Reichland Fleshshade, Rhinox Hide, that's Zandri Dust, Null Oil, Gilliman Blue, Blood Angels Contrast Red, Flesh, the Fang, Praxi White, Cadian Flesh Tone. I don't think any of them will be any use. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I would thin the Nagrath to wash consistency, then sloppy dry brush Gene Stealer and gentle dry brush Screamer Pink. Do I want it unnoticeable or noticeable? I don't really know what I want. I just want it to look not shit. And I don't know how to paint nids. I then have another one of these fuckers. Is that lid not on properly? Don't tell me that's not on properly. Maybe it's alright. Grey Seer, Armageddon Dust, Turquoise Contrast, Lamia Medium, Bone, Black, Grey, Bonus grey, warpstone green, fire dragon something, temple guard, harbor crimson, maybe. Thin that down maybe. Moot green, more bone, more meth red, more white, blood letter. That lid didn't seem to be on either. Night or Frenrizian grey, and then micro solid, micro set. I have Lamy and medium. Yeah. I just went through it. It's here somewhere. Lamy and medium. Right here. The crimson thin down would tie tan and purple together. Leviathan with a dry brush of beach bone over a purple wash. Well, I've done it backwards. I've done a light coat with purple over top. And then here I've got like a bunch more paints just lying around randomly. Brass Scorpion, Blue Horror, Tyrant Skull, Morphine Brown, Lead Belcher, Corn Red. I mean, like at this point I'm at 50 paints, right? I've got another pink. Look, I've got Emperor, more Brass Scorpion, Emperor's Children, Apothecary White, Uriel Yellow. I've got some Army Painter colours. I've got Troll Slayer Orange. I've got way too many. I've got loads that I don't use. Does anyone else find the Blood Angel's red contrast to apply oddly? I only use it for really going over the top of gold, honestly. So right, I've got those 50, and then I've got these as well, which is like another fucking 50. Now all these colours at the back are the ones that I use for Blood Angels, so you've seen all those ones before. I've just got more of them for when they run out. So on top of that I've got like Flash Gits, Ungor Flesh, Wild Rider Red, Caliban Green, White Scar, Scrag Brown, a lighter grey. Well, that's a dry brush paint. Oh, I don't even know if that's open. Is that opened? No, I don't think that's opened. God, I must have had this for 5 years. It's never been opened. I've got more gold. I've got more blue. I've got Runefax Steel. What do I use that for? I've got Thousand Suns Blue. Remember when I was doing Thousand Suns? So apparently I've got like 100 paints. I just didn't buy the right paints. What do you think about attaching a lieutenant to the Blade Guard? I'd rather attach a chaplain or apothecary. Longbeard Grey. I've never even used this paint. Weird. That's the thing, like, there's so many paints to choose from. Like, I'm thinking inside that's gone completely solid as well. Not that I've ever even opened it. There's so many paints to choose from. It's hard to know. Like, all these paints that I bought was like me being dumb as a new hobbyist and just buying millions of paints. What am I trying to paint? The Tyranid bit. I'm trying to find something I could add a little bit more depth to it. Do I have 5 minutes? The dry brush paints are kind of janky. I mean, they're alright. I use it a lot on... it says dry on the pot. Yeah, very funny. I use the dry brush paints quite often. The one that I like the most probably is Praxi White. I use this one a lot. Yeah, it is dry, but hasn't fully dried, right? Use a red shade to add depth. That's kind of what I was thinking with the Caribou Crimson idea. Like, would I just maybe thin the Caribou Crimson down a little bit? I mean, it is kind of purpley, isn't it? Like, look at that. If that's not purple, I don't really know what is. I can either just put it on, or I could mix it with a bit of more water, or I could mix it with a little bit more crimson is good. Yeah, just straight out the pot, or with a bit of medium. John, 2x3 Blade Guard Naked and Impulsor is so much value for 80 points. I've been running them with I've been running 2x3, but one squad with the Judasar, all inside the Impulsor. Alright, you guys say to dilute it. Grab the region. But yeah, see, when I came back to this hobby, I must have spent like... So this is like 5 years ago, like that Longbeard pot that's never been opened is a good example, right? Like I must have spent like... must have bought like 40 or 50 paints, and then realised to do my Blood Angels I need like 10 of them. Because I'm not friggin' pro painter, so basically wasted like probably $100, because the pots are like $2.55. Maybe they're a little bit more expensive now. I think they're about $2.55 a pot when I bought them. Some of them had price tags on them, like yeah, $2.50. Like that's what we pay in the UK for these. But that was like a year ago. I think they're maybe $2.80 now. Maybe they're even up at $3. But yeah, when I bought them 5 years ago or so, they were $2.80, $2.55. All right, we'll try a little bit. We'll dilute it and we'll put on a very thin wash. And then I think I'm going to take off for the evening. I got Edge Painter paint I will never use. There you go. So I'm not the only muggins that's bought a bunch of paints that I won't use. Hello Quay, good evening. Alright, I've like put like 2 drops of Lamium Medium in it. It looks very thin. I bought 10 paints recently, didn't use any of them. Yeah, it's a tricky one, especially for new hobbyists. Like I said, it seems easy to overbuy, or... I'm not going to wash the whole thing, I feel like. I'm just going to wash some of the raised areas. See what that looks like. Let it dry. I spent $100 on Skill 75 paint and only used 1 pot. Yeah, I think we all made the mistake of buying paints that we don't use, huh? Washed armor. Yeah, I'm going to wash the armor as well. I just thought I'd start on the thing you're standing on, because it's the same material, or it's the same like chitin, is that what it's called? Oh, you were right, dude. This looks so much better on the armor already. It just gives it a bit more contrast, really. Chat, you guys are geniuses. This is why I always come on and stream when I'm painting, eh? I don't know what I'm doing. You guys know. Too thin coats? Oh, now you've taken it too far. I think one thin coat will be enough. I'll be happy with that. Camera's out of focus. Yeah, the camera has not been focusing well tonight. I don't really know why. I think it looks a lot better. Like, it just ties the light white color to it much more. It feels much more organic, which I think was what I was looking for. It didn't need much. It looks like a nid got skinned. Perfect. That's what we were looking for. Those skinned nids. So guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. I hope you did enjoy the stream. Keep an eye out for Tactics video on Friday. Keep an eye out for the 20,000 subscriber charity raffle video. Both are coming, of course. I'll probably be back on Saturday trying to get this guy. I mean, this guy is probably only a couple of hours away from being finished now, so maybe Saturday night we should just finish this guy off, bashing out. Get him done. He is going to be in a bunch of my competitive lists, or he has been. I feel like I'm probably going to be running him to the GT as well. If you weren't here earlier, I have signed up to another GT, so... I feel like that's decent. Right, well that's the hard part of the model, because I know my Blood Angel scheme. I know how to paint the rest of the model. I just no idea what I was doing with that Tyrannid armor. Or Tyrannid carapace, I guess is what you call it. Are you using a reference photo? No, I don't usually use photos. I just wing it. Just do it, just paint, just see what comes out, see what the creative juices flow, I guess, right? I think it looks fine. For someone that's never painted chitin before. Chitin? Chitin? No idea how you say it. Can't even, I'm not good at English. Guys, you have a great night. There's no box art here, fool. Chitan? Is that how you say it? Chitan. Chitin. Chitin. Chitan. Something like that. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. I just know how to kill them. You know? If it bleeds, we can kill it. Isn't that what Arnie... Wasn't that like Predators? Or Predator, the first one in the 80s. If it bleeds, we can kill it. I'm sure that's what it is. My damn oily fingers have been pulling all the paint off the bottom bit. But yeah, I'm glad I found a use for this model, because I sort of hate buying those big box sets and then ending up not using half the stuff inside them. It's like, why did I waste my money on the big box set? So it's good to see him finding his way into the list. Good to get paint on him. Plus it's coming up to summer in Scotland, and summer is the best time in Scotland for getting shit varnished, because it's like the only time of the year we get like low humidity, because normally Scotland is wet and damp all the time. So if you want to get stuff varnished in Scotland, it has to be the summer. So it'll be good to get this guy finished. Alright guys, have a nice evening. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you very soon. Do subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, and leave a like before you leave off the stream. Take care. Peace.